So the Philadelphia Eagles just got some great news, and I'm going to explain why on today's Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. coming to you from Maine, but first I want to hear from you down in the comments section. What year did you become a Philadelphia Eagles fan? Drop that year down below right now for me. So why have the Eagles received some great news? Let's get into it here on the show. Hope everybody out there is having a great Friday and you're getting set to have a fantastic weekend. I told you, I got the brotherly shove shirt that we were talking about on the show a couple of weeks ago. Always repping the birds. Howie Roseman and the Eagles. You think about this organization, right? Led by Howie, made possible by the owner Jeffrey Lurie, arguably the best owner in the sport. They're always cap savvy. Howie Roseman, always a magician with the salary cap, and the NFL Players Association has engaged in high-level discussions with the National Football League about a potential implementation of an 18-game regular season. That's what the NFLPA's executive director said. Not long ago, we had a 16-game regular season. It went up to 17 a couple of years ago, and now somewhere in the future, we could have an 18-game regular season in the NFL. Now, I know the immediate reaction from many, 18 games, that's too much. It's going to impact the health and safety of players. And while that might be true, and I see where you're coming from if that is your opinion, the NFL Players Association is engaging in this. And why is that? Because another game equals more money, equals more revenue, equals higher salary cap, and a higher salary cap means more money for the players, but also optionality for organizations with their team building strategies. Optionality. It's something that high-level owners and CEOs talk about in corporate America, worldwide, and if you're running a sports organization, because it's always good to have options. You always have to be malleable. I think it's important as a business to be aggressive. But you have a couple of different options with how you can build your business, how you can build your team. And at the NFL level, more money is always a luxury, right? This coming from Lloyd Howe, the executive director of the NFL Players Association, which represents the players. Quote, "The simple fact of the matter is when you have a growing enterprise and there are opportunities with that intervening period of time where progress could be made and you could tweak the existing CBA legal document, why wouldn't you do it? I call it bargaining. I call it amendments. I call it updates to what is now a living document called a CBA. Collective Bargaining Agreement is what that stands for. Yeah, I want to be able to have our membership in a position to jump on it when we can, not wait until their playing days are done. And it's like you go through that cycle all over again. That's what he had to say about adding an 18th game. Obviously, a lot of jargon and a lot of filler words from the executive director of the NFLPA, but he's representing the players, as I noted, and he wants to help the players maximize their short shelf life in the NFL, which on average is, about 3 years. So why this is great news for the Eagles, furthermore, you take a look at the Eagles' cap space now and looking ahead into the future. 2024 currently, Howie Roseman, despite a spending spree this offseason, despite having a loaded roster, the Eagles are equipped very nicely on the salary cap. $25.5 million. Next year, only $6.4 million, but that salary cap space can roll over, and there are ways to massage the cap, pull off salary cap gymnastics with things like contract extensions, contract guarantees, restructures, cutting players, trading players. So 6.4 next year as of right now. It's so early. In 2026, Philadelphia has $24.9 million. And then in 2027, $102.8 million. Now, I don't think the implementation of an 18th game is going to take place as early as 2025, but maybe in 2026. So all of those salary cap figures per over the cap are without extensions, cuts, trades, imminent roster changes, players coming off the books, and other ways to kind of massage the cap, as I noted. Also important to note, when the NFL did expand to 17 games, players received an extra paycheck, so that's good, but the additional paycheck did not count towards teams' salary caps. Again, this is all great news for the players because 18 games equals more revenue, equals salary cap increases, which is great for Howie Roseman. Team building flexibility. That is the buzz term for today's show. And when you have more money, my goodness, it opens up a lot of avenues for an organization, especially like Philadelphia, which always manages the cap well. But now they're going to have even more money at their disposal, potentially, if the NFL moves to an 18th game. And you think about how much the salary cap has increased over the last 10 to 12 years. Let's throw it back to 2012, right? The salary cap was $120.5 million. 2013, 123. 2014, 133. 2015, 143.28. 2015, 155.27. 2017, 167 million. 2018, 177.2. 2019, 188.2. 2020, 198.2. Now in 2021, it went down to 182.5 because of COVID. Fans couldn't attend games, and a lot of those things obviously impacted the amount of money that the NFL was able to make. But then 2022 goes up to 208.2, 2023, 224.8, and in 2024, 255.4. And additionally, on top of all of this, this is breaking news from Thursday, a federal judge in the NFL Sunday Ticket class action lawsuit has overturned the jury's $4.7 billion verdict because people involved in the case, and the judge said that the jury did not follow instructions and miscalculated damages. If the NFL had to fork over $4.7 billion, all of that wouldn't totally impact the salary cap, but it would go a long way in impacting the salary cap to a great degree. So this is really a huge turn of events, both with the potentiality of an 18th game, but also the federal judge in the NFL Sunday Ticket class action lawsuit overturning the case. $4.7 billion is no joke. So be sure to subscribe to the channel here. Stay in the loop with all things Eagles year-round, trying to bring you the most informative, entertaining, insightful Eagles coverage right here on YouTube. For those of you who have been tuned in over the last couple of days, I was in Cancun for a buddy and coworker's bachelor party. I was there from Thursday to Monday. I flew to Maine on Tuesday, and I'm here till next Tuesday, but I'll be back in the studio Wednesday. Preseason Eagles-Ravens on Friday, the return of our watch parties. And up until then, going to continue to give you great coverage right here on Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if you found today's show interesting and you're still watching, give me a real one down below. Go Birds, and I'll catch you tomorrow right here on Philadelphia Eagles Now.